care what anybody else told you. You can't do it. This is it. It's all up here, everybody. How strong are you in your head?
My main
Prove it to
man.
yourself right here.
Going full David Goggins. I love it, man. All in motivation, my man. Great veteran, Gregory from Lebe here. We're all about kettlebells. So if you are into kettlebells, like the video and consider subscribing.
Hey everyone, it's your personal trainer, Coach Kozak.
And I'm Claudia, and this is a kettlebell workout.
Now, what I want to say from the get-go is I like their vibe. They both seem to work with each other very well. They harmonize. They seem sympathetic. They seem empathetic. They seem very loving. And these are qualities in coaches that I respect 100%. Irrespective of the form, this is something that even the fitness industry sometimes lacks. Empathy, love, sympathy. So that's at least the vibe that I'm getting.
We're going to be using a couple different weights, one lighter, one heavier to mix it up for different exercises. But if you only have the one, that's totally okay.
Oh, I like that.
Also, if you don't even have a kettlebell and you just have a dumbbell, all of these moves can actually be modified to just use with a dumbbell.
That's something that I don't like. When you are doing a kettlebell workout, you want to engage explicitly in its most differentiating factor that the kettlebell provides. Other than that, why even use a kettlebell? For example, a swing or clean or a snatch. Yes, you can emulate these exercises with a dumbbell, but they're not the same.
Hips forward, only difference is I'm gonna let that kettlebell flip up and I'm gonna scoop underneath it where Claudia is just driving that elbow straight.
If you do a high pull, don't do it in a hang position. Go into a backswing, and then I would use the kettlebell sports swing, the pendulum leg action with the double dip, and then you get into that beautiful trajectory where you can pull the kettlebell up and then it goes down, because it's all about the gravity. When gravity influences the kettlebell because of its low hanging center of mass, then you have to understand how to maneuver it, or it won't feel very crisp. It will always feel very clunky. So the way he cleans it, he jumps off the floor. You don't have to do that. It's a hand clean, which I love the hand clean. It's a good idea. Close grip push up.
And you'll just switch halfway.
Back
Just doing
straight.
wide grip push-ups. I like it. The close grip works your triceps a little bit more. They always talk during the workouts. It's not something that I think is bad. Just some people like it, some people don't. Depending on what you're doing. If you're demoing a lift, I understand that you have to show and you have to talk. But there's a great post from a Instagram page that I follow, Whiteboard Daily they're called. And they're like, listen, first you demonstrate, let people watch how you do it. And then when you do some coaching, then you can talk. But if you do both things together, that may put some people off. So yeah, it's preference maybe at the end of the day.
Every single repetition.
All right.
Keep your head, chest up.
Now,
Breathe.
jump squats.
Big.
There's a front jump squat, right? What I see most athletes do when they do jump squats with kettlebells is they put the kettlebell on the back and then they engage in a back squat where they can jump. Even if saying that this is an advanced version of the squats, I don't think it's necessary. And yes, I see athletes do it as well, which I think, yes, if you're an athlete and you do it for your GPP and it works, then go ahead and do it. I don't think you have to jump around with additional weights, because it may be that you're just putting too much stress on your knees. She does the normal version, and even if you are looking for an advanced version, just pick up some heavier weights. I don't think you have to jump to add any intensity to the movement that is the goblet squat. You gotta get used to lifting with your hips. Why am I so obsessed with this? Because if you keep doing this, and imagine it's a heavier kettlebell or even a lighter one. I've had a conversation with Professor McGill, one of the leading scientists when it comes to back mechanics in the spine. And he says the problem is not that it happens once and then you get hurt, but you do this 1,000 times and then it takes only one time to, boom, really hurt you. So always lift with your hips.
Stationary lunge plus press, or a
Do
front
a
squat.
to a press.
So
she engages in a little bit of a back squat. Yeah, understand the mechanics of a front and the back squat, right? So this is more like a back squat, which she has the weight in front of her. So I would rather want her to do is legs out, chest up to engage in the biomechanics of a front squat. But other than that, I would call it a single-handed thruster, right? Squat and a press, and he does a press with a lunge. Yeah, it's a great idea. Yeah, you can do it. What I see is that they haven't engaged in the so-called death of 1,000 cuts philosophy. That's what I call it. And that's when you do thousands and thousands and thousands of reps with a training modality or a training equipment. And then you form fluidity, motion, security, routine. And you know, I love, that's everything that I do with the kettlebell. And that's just what I'm missing, but it's just complaining on a very high level.
Breathe.
So here they go with the Russian twist.
If you want, you can
An exercise that can be very tricky for your lower back. You know, I've done it several times. But then my eyes were open, especially through the education that I've got from Professor McGill, reading his books and just talking to him and watching all that kind of stuff. So Russian twists maybe are beneficial for MMA fighters who need that stability in a dangerous situation, a dangerous spot. Yes, in that case, as an SPP2 exercise, I would understand it. Yet, for most people, I don't think you need the Russian twist.
switch sides and go. Good. Work for it. Remember, those dreams aren't going to come true by accident.
A little motivational here, my man. My man David Goggins, my brother. I don't like that exercise. I just don't like it. This is the wood chop, as they call it. You know what I see sometimes in these workouts, as I have pointed out in so many times in these reactions, and I was a victim of this mentality as well, is that incorporating as many exercises possible into one session is beneficial and a good thing, yet do a clean and press and a squat and you're done. You know, that's what the kettlebell provides you with. It provides you with so much bang for your buck, especially its most differentiating exercises, that you don't need to do stuff like this. So many exercises.
Opposite direction. So it's 1, 2,
All right.
3, 4,
All right.
5.
It's a curl
6.
and a
So
press
6
and
parts.
then
1,
No
triceps
hard feeling here,
extensions.
just
3.
yes, you can do it, of course. And please don't get me wrong when I say this. You can do this. But I like what Dan John says as well. He says, just because we can do it doesn't mean we should do it. Now, it's that what I see here is that typical bodybuilding type of training mindset. I have one exercise for every muscle group. And that's where, in my opinion, you miss the idea of what the kettlebell actually does and what it provides. Side
go, you
lunges.
can do it.
End of the first round, right?
Well,
here.
side lunges require a lot of flexibility and may put some additional pressure on your knees, which some people may have some problems with. So that's why I rather enjoy the reverse lunge. I think the reverse lunge is a more powerful version.
Care what anybody else told you. You can't do it. This is it. It's all up here, everybody. How strong are you in your head?
My
Prove
main
it to
man,
yourself right here.
going full David Goggins. I love it, man. All in motivation, my man.
Additionally, there's one particular thing that these kettlebell workouts, with most of the time light weights, are missing. And I want to add to the fact that the legendary Ed Cohn said, anybody can lift light weights with bad form. Now, when it comes to the kettlebell, this is a 20 kilo kettlebell. So I'm doing some cleans. Now I'm doing a push press. So these are most bang for your buck exercises. Deadlift. So this is what the kettlebell provides you with. A great benefit, a great workout with a fixed weight. And now I have to switch from these most bang for your buck exercises to stuff like this, where it starts to feel a little clunky and my joints are maybe not as safe, or I'm going stuff like this, where this wood chop stuff, I feel it in my shoulder and my lower back. You see, doesn't make sense. So that's why as soon as you grab a heavier weight, this is where the most differentiating factor of kettlebells come into play, like a swing, a clean, or a snatch, for example. And this is where the kettlebell shines the most. Doesn't mean that you cannot do an exercise where you're switching weights. But as long as you stay in the lane of these most bang for your buck exercises, you maybe only switch weights to make the same exercise more intense, and not switching it up to do some funny stuff when you get the most profit from a single exercise, such as the swing, the clean and jerk, or the snatch.
So my verdict, I like their vibe. Like I mentioned in the beginning, they harmonize very well. They seem very empathetic, very loving, which I really appreciate and I do respect 100%. From the exercise selection, I believe it's too many exercises that they're choosing. That's the power of the kettlebell. You can actually do just a couple of exercises, 2 to 3, and you're done, and you have your full body worked out. You got everything covered. You touch all the necessary bases. That's the power of the kettlebell. And from the execution and the form, you know, like I said, I love the death of 1,000 cuts philosophy. I love it when I see somebody engaging with kettlebells where like, wow, this dude or this gal has poured thousands of hours into mastering the craft of the form of perfect technique, and that's what solidifies the coach in my opinion. 90 Days of Kettlebells is an online workout course for beginners who want to train at home, lose weight, and achieve lasting results without wasting time and money with crash diets and unused gym memberships. The program works as follows. You will do 3 kettlebell workouts per week that gradually increase in difficulty. You'll also build 3 powerful eating habits that have proven successful in our coaching. As the name implies, the program lasts 90 days and you will have lifelong access after purchase. We also include live accountability sessions where you will publicly state your goals. Psychology shows us that if we make our goals public, our adherence to the process and the program increases dramatically. If you have been struggling to put together an elaborate kettlebell workout system while trying to lose weight, then 90 Days of Kettlebells is for you. The price of 90 Days of Kettlebells is $59 per month for 3 months, and you can save 20% with a one-time payment of $147. We'll open registration only to a small number of new clients. Join the waiting list now to get access 24 hours before the general public. Link is in the description.